Hey guys, and today I'll be going over a preliminary list for Phosphorescence Stream Haseritt. So the new Haseritt has two skills. So the first skill being that act on the vanguard circle once per turn. You can energy blast free, choose up to 5 of your normal unit reguards, and until the end of the turn they get auto reguard circle at the end of the balance unit attacked, draw a card and put this unit above the deck, and they get plus 2k power. And then for its second skill is Auto on the Vanguard Circle. At the beginning of your battle phase, you can Soul Blast 1, all of the units of Haseritt and its card name, Grade 3 units with original power 12,000 or less, Grade 2 units with original 9,000 power or less, or Grade 1 units with original 7,000 power or less, attack from the back row center column and get plus 5k power. So, very nice Grade 3, has its own inbuilt multi-attack now, which is really great. So we don't have to rely as much on other regards, enabling multi-attacks. Then also giving all our regards essentially 7k power if they meet the requirements is really strong too, as it can make some really good numbers. And then lastly, the fact that it no longer uses Counter Blast, it now means that we can now use a Counter Blast for other important regards in this deck. So overall, really nice Grade 3, definitely a straight upgrade compared to the previous one. Okay, so first of all we'll go over triggers. So we run 1 of the Lyrical OT, 8 crits, 3 draws, and 4 heals. Then for our PG lineup, we run the 1 Elementary Exactitude, and then the 3 PGs. Now, going into our Grade 1s, we have 4 copies of Lunch Carolina. So auto on the Reguard Circle, when your other Reguard is put on the bottom of your deck. During the battle phase, if you have a Vanguard of Haseritt and its card name, each unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. So, we do tend to put a lot of units on the bottom of the deck during the battle phase. So Carolina does end up being quite beefy, which is really nice. It gets to the stage where this card can get out of control, especially on Persona Ride turns, depending on how many attacks we produce. So really strong Grade 1. Next we do have 4 copies of Cooling Heart Yuika. So auto in the Reguard Circle once per turn. When the other unit in the same column as unit is placed, if your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or greater, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. Then auto in Reguard Circle, at the end of the balance unit boosted a Reguard, you can Soul Blast 1, choose one of your boosted Reguards and return it to your hand. So Cooling Heart Yuika is just a very strong card in this deck, as we can proc both Yuika and Haseritt at the same time. So we proc Yuika first to bounce the Reguard, we go from the bottom left with Haseritt, and still the draw of Haseritt. So it's a way of actually plussing in this deck without kind of breaking even, which is really nice. But the fact is all that it can pretty much bounce back cards we can reuse that have on-place effects is really strong as well. That's why I run Cooling Heart Yuika at 4 copies. Next we run 2 copies of Affable Gator Topia. So when the unit is placed in Reguard Circle, if you have a Vanguard of Haseritt and its card name, you can Counter Blast 1, choose up to 2 cards from your hand, put them in your soul, and draw a card, equal the number of cards from your soul. So this card is really strong, being able to build up our soul, as the deck is very soul heavy, but also being able to pretty much put dead cards that we don't maybe want in our hand, like triggers, to draw into normal units, so then we can use them to attack and put them on the deck with Haseritt's skill. As there are, some games where because of how much we draw, there are some instances where all those normally to put back, we end up drawing good triggers instead, which means that our Haseritt can't put those trigger units back, meaning we need another way of getting normal units quickly, so we can consistently use Haseritt's skill. So that's why we have the 2 copies of Topia. Next we have 4 copies of Rampant Planetaria Refresca. So auto in Reguard Circle, when this unit attacks, if you have a Grade 3 or greater Vanguard of Haseritt and its card name, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the battle, and at the end of the battle you can Soul Blast 1 and return this unit to the hand. So really good Grade 1, essentially it combined with Haseritt gives it a total of 12,000 power, so it ends up being an 18k attacker, which is really nice. It makes some good magic numbers. Persona Ride 28, really good. But also being a Soul Blast 1 and return it to the hand, so kind of just like Yuika, you can bounce from a Fesca to the hand and then proc the Haseritt. So essentially you pretty much draw 2 you pretty much draw 1 after Haseritt, but you get to add the Refresca back, so you potentially plus from that Regard, which is really nice. So try on 4 copies of Refresca. Now, going into the grade 2s, we run 4 copies of Adorable Shooter Clanfeli. So auto, when this unit is placed on a Regard circle from hand, if you have vanguard of Haseritt's card name, you can put a grade 3 or less card from your hand to the soul. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 grade 3 card with 12,000 or less power, or up to 1 grade 2 card with 9,000 or less power, or up to 1 grade 1 card with 7,000 or less power. Call to Regard circle, shuffle your deck, and if you did not call a card, draw a card. So this is a good card for allowing us to generate soul, which is really nice, but it also deck fins, as it allows us to call a Regard out, which is really good. It also helps us build a board too, make it much easier. So Clanfeli is just really good, and you can also use it on grade 2. So you know, if you call a good grade 2 off the Clanfeli, you can just have a pretty solid, you know, turn on grade 2, you know, pushing 3 attacks. So overall, just a really good card, and so that's why we pretty much still run 4 copies. Next, we run 3 copies of Shape of Cat's Cradle, Sylphia. So auto Regard circle once per turn. When your other Regard is put on the bottom of the deck during your battle phase, you can soul +1, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power to the end of the turn. And the auto Regard circle at the end of the balance unit attack hit a vanguard, you can put this unit on the bottom of your deck, draw a card, and countercharge 1. So this is essentially a countercharge of the deck. We don't tend to use a crazy amount of counterblasts if we're using our resources, you know, properly. But it's just good to have the countercharge there as well, especially since, you know, it does you also draw a card too. So really solid overall. But this first effect is really good, being able to get 10k power if the Regard's put on the bottom of the deck. So essentially make a big beat stick and pretty much put behind a vanguard as an example, and it will hit a number which can hit over defensive trigger, which is really great. This is before a percent right turn. So setting up multiple Sylphias, you know, on your grade 3 turn, and you have the adequate amount of soul, you can make some really strong Regard columns. So that's why we run the 3 copies of Sylphia. Next, we run 2 copies of First Time Into the Fray, Rebellia. So auto, when this unit is put on the deck from Regard circle during your battle phase, you can Soul Blast 1, choose one of your back row units, move it to an open front row Regard circle, and it gets plus 10,000 power to the turn. So this is how we generate a 5th attack in this deck. I'm going to run 2 copies as we really want to monopolize this skill on percent right turns. So we're having just these big, massive attacks. But sometimes we just need that extra attack to close out games, and that's why we have the 2 copies of Rebellia here. Now it does use quite a bit of soul, so that's why we don't tend to spam this card as much, but when we do need to kind of get that extra push in, Rebellia is here to help facilitate that. So that's why we run 2 copies of the First Time Into the Fray, Rebellia. And then lastly, we have 4 copies of Path of the Summer Sky, Salmon. So auto, when this unit is placed on Regard circle from hand, if a vanguard of Haseritt's card name, you can choose a critical trigger from your drop and you put it on the bottom of your deck. And then act on the Regard circle once per turn. If you have a grade 3 or greater vanguard of Haseritt's card name, you can counterblast 1, search a deck for up to 1 grade 2 or less card with 9,000 power or less in different card name from this unit, or up to 1 grade 1 less card with 7,000 power or less in a different card name from this unit. Call to Regard circle, shuffle your deck, and this unit gets plus 5,000 power at the end of the turn. So really good, being able to on-place multiple triggers back to the bottom of your deck is really nice. As again, as you explained before, sometimes when we use Haseritt's skill, you know, when attack out Regard from the bottom of the deck, we will sometimes draw triggers. We draw crits, unfortunately, you know, it's kind of sad, you know, because you kind of want, you know, to actually get your crits from your Vanguard. So being able to use Salmon, for example, to put those crits back is really good. That also means that when we're decompressing with the second skill, being able to call units back, the more we decompress, the higher chances we're going to start hitting those crit triggers. So using cards like Uicar to bounce the Salmon back, to continuously keep putting crits back, is really, really strong. So that means kind of when our deck's getting a lot lower, we're going to have some really good chances of hitting triggers. And then going a little bit more over the second skill, it doesn't explain it too much. So again, just being able to call a free body from Counterblast 1 is really strong. Again, you can pretty much call any grade 2 or less from our deck, aside from Uicar and the clan flee. So we have a bit like it's a bit more toolboxy. We have some units when we need them out to haul them out. That's why we can get away with running like a few copies of like the Rebelia, the Sylphia, and the Topia because of Saturn. So yeah, overall, Haseritt got some really good support, and I honestly think that this deck has a chance to make an impact in the meta. Let me know in the comments down below of what you think of this deck, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like, and then while you're down there, why not subscribe and hit that notification bell so that when we upload another video, you will be notified. Thanks for watching.